Well, actually, it's June 16th. That's the last time.
16th.
That's the last time that I saw my daughter and granddaughter together. My granddaughter had her backpack on. My daughter had some stuff, her backpack and stuff from work. She was dressed, I believe, in work attire. And she says, Dad, you know, I'm on my way to work. Kaylee's going to Zanny's house. I'll be working late, so we'll be staying over tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All that a pack of lies. That is, if we're to believe what everybody else, friends and family included, say about Casey and her fake reality. Back with my fantastic panel of phone lines lighting up Beverly, New York. Your question or thought, ma'am?
Hi, Jane. I'm calling regarding the memorial service the Anthonys would like to have for Kaylee behind bars.
Yes.
And I don't feel that's right when she's charged with first-degree murder of Kaylee.
Well,
She's presumed innocent.
We've got some breaking news on that, and let me bring you up to date, and I'll bring our viewers up to date. The Anthony family had a televised memorial, of course, for little Kaylee, but Casey could not attend because she was behind bars. So the Anthonys just reportedly made yet another attempt to storm the jailhouse gates and have a private service with Casey Anthony behind bars to mourn little Kaylee. But we have just learned moments ago that the Orange County Jail says ain't happening. Not happening. Casey is, quote, getting no special treatment, and they have no plans to allow an in-person visit. And I hear Rick Robinson saying, good?
I'm sitting here thinking she has killed her child, we all believe. I don't think there's anybody on the panel that feels otherwise.
Excuse me, what happened to the
deserves to spend any time memorializing her.
Yeah.
I think it's absurd to even, and I'm saying, you know what? Those guys in that jail, in the Orange County Jail, that was the right thing to do. Congratulations, you made a great decision.
Yeah,
and I think most of America will agree with me on that.
The decisions in this case can't be made based on our presumption of her guilt at this stage in the case. She is presumed to be innocent. The fact that we presume her to be guilty and therefore make restrictions on her ability to do things that she might otherwise be entitled to do.
She didn't care for a month, an entire month.
Hold on one second.
She wasn't mourning her child.
J.D. Weintraub, I think that people are afraid that the Anthonys, they're going to think cynically, are going to use this to make points with the potential jury pool.
You know, Jane, let me...
It's almost as despicable.
Let me say something.
As a
cop, you know,
pictures. With Baez selling that $200,000 worth of pictures of Kaylee and Casey. That's disgusting.
Rick, no, what's disgusting is seeing these interviews that are never aired publicly, never given up in discovery. They are strictly for security purposes. The cameras are for security, not for eavesdropping. But Sheriff Perry, I guess, wants to be deputy on the Larry Seidlin show.
That's why so many defense attorneys lose about 90% of the time. They don't realize that
the laws in Florida I don't lose 90% of my cases. To the contrary.
All right, let's let the voice of reason, who I will nominate as Darren Kavanaugh, weigh in here.
Thank you. Oh, gosh, I love you, Jane. All right. So here's, and I think everybody's got some excellent points that they're bringing to the discussion. And the depositions we've been talking about, and Casey Anthony being convicted in the court of public opinion, all of that is accurate. And at some point, the defense lawyer is going to have to stand up, if they're wise, and they'll have to look those jurors in the eyes and say, you know what? I'm scared. As the defense attorney for Casey Anthony, I am frightened that all of you good people who have sworn to uphold the law and only convict somebody based upon the evidence are going to be so swayed. Please, no, get
After
the
hearing
music,
that,
but
I'd be
this
scared
is
if I were
absolutely
Jose
true.
Baez, because you sound like you'd be a good attorney for Casey Anthony.
Let's go to the
phone lines.
Representing me.
But here's
All right,
here's
hold
my
on
point.
one second. We got to get to the phone lines again. Linda, Texas, your question or thought, ma'am?
Hi, Jane.
Hi.
My question is, if Casey were to admit that she accidentally killed Kaylee,
wouldn't that
could she get like an involuntary manslaughter charge?
All right, why don't we throw that out to Remy Spencer?
That would be the decent thing to do, wouldn't it?
Well,
if it were true.
Prosecutors have 100% discretion as to how they want to prosecute their cases. If there was credible evidence to support that fact, that it was an accident or it wasn't intended, well, then involuntary manslaughter or manslaughter would be appropriate. But ultimately, it's up to the prosecutors. And, nothing about this case right now seems to support an involuntary manslaughter, but rather a more premeditated, intentional murder.
Excuse me, you have any forensics to back that up? I haven't seen any eyewitness, and I haven't seen any DNA.
Okay,
well,
I think that
let's
talk about the fact that there were searches for chloroform on Casey Anthony's computer.
Yes.
But
and
the
the
boyfriend
chloroform
did
was
also?
found in that trunk.
Wonder what that was all about. I mean, how many
best
people have
evidence you've got?
chloroform laying around?
I think any trial lawyer would say that circumstantial evidence can sometimes be far more difficult to overcome than direct evidence.
Oh, you're right about that. There's
The
no
judge
question.
will instruct them to view it the same way. You can give either one more weight
No,
than
but
the
my
other.
point only is that you can cross-examine an identification witness or some other witness who is giving direct testimony or direct evidence, but you can't cross-examine circumstantial evidence, and it can be very difficult.
Because it's just speculation and stuff made up.
Well, that's
well,
actually
I mean, the circumstantial evidence here that he is going to explore this week in these depositions is from ex-friends, Casey Anthony allegedly lying and stealing. Amy Huizenga is basically a victim in her mind of check theft.
But wait,
Casey Anthony stole her checks and allegedly went to the store and bought beer at the very time that she should have been caring for her daughter.
Well, you know, in all honesty, that doesn't make her a killer.
Right
She's engaged in conduct unbecoming to a mother. There's no question about that.
But
and
it doesn't make her a
there are
murderer.
many people. Well, exactly. That doesn't make her a murderer. There are many people that have challenges dealing in the truth. It's a huge step to say that they kill.
All right, we'll have to leave it right there.